Taking myself too seriously. Of course I know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about becoming a vegetarian. Why do I want to talk about becoming a vegetarian? Because actually, what is it? Today's the 30th of March. In 2 days, April 1st. And no, it's not. I know that April 1st is Fool's Day. April Fool's Day? I said Fool's Day. I know that April 1st is April Fool's Day. But I'm actually gonna become vegan on April Fool's Day. So when I tell people, a lot of people are gonna be looking at me like, wait a second, dude. No, you're not. It's April Fool's Day. But honestly, yes, I am. Reason being, let me take my jacket off real quick. It's a bit hot in here. So why am I going vegan? Why am I going vegan? I'm going vegan because I'm ready to. I've been vegetarian for over a year now, since January 23rd of 2017. It is now March 30th of 2018, and I'm ready to go vegan. Why do I want to talk about vegetarianism, though? I want to talk about vegetarianism because of the process, because of the awakening that I had as an individual, and how unique it was to myself. Reason I'm saying unique is because when I try to talk to other people about it, they kind of like sway away, and they're like, yeah, what is energy? What is frequency? What is, vibration? All this and that. And yes, it is more on the spiritual side. That's why it's kind of difficult for me to get other people to be like, yeah, I got you, man. Let's go with that. No, it's kind of like, the hell's he talking about? So it's kind of difficult to really converse with people. But an insight to my vegetarianism story that happened over a year ago and has continued, and quite frankly, I feel absolutely amazing. I'm not going back to eating meat. I can promise that. It's like, once you realize a better way of living, you're not going to go back to the old way. It's as simple as that. So brace yourself. A lot of things to come right now. So vegetarianism. Why did I go vegetarian? I went vegetarian because I realized that the food I was eating was not supplying my body with energy and with life. When I say energy, I mean positive energy. Just to give an understanding, certain foods supply our body with positive energy. Positive, high energy. Other foods, on the contrary, supply our bodies with low negative energy. Looking at positive, high energy foods, we're looking at fruits and vegetables, beans, nuts, lentils, barley, all the really good stuff for you. Looking at low energy, negative energy foods, we're looking at stuff like meat, dairy products, refined foods, refined sugars, all the stuff that's really bad for you. And so, literally, this one day, I kind of, I came to myself. I don't really know what sparked this change, honestly, or what sparked me to even be interested enough to look into it. But, I remember, I was on my phone and looking up all this stuff about energy and what kind of foods have certain energies and stuff. And, I kind of realized that I was actually polluting my body. And once I discovered this, I honestly almost vomited. I became very sick to my stomach. And as a result, I was basically just like, yeah, I need to change things. Simple as that. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I can't move forward as a progressive individual in life if I don't change things. Just like that. So, from there, that's kind of where the awakening happened. And I basically told my family, and of course a lot of them didn't believe me. Honestly, because I don't blame them. I oftentimes do act on impulse. Well, this is more in the past part of my life than in the present part of my life. I used to act a lot on impulse. I used to be like, that's cool, I'm going to try that, and I'm going to be successful at that, and then no. But this was different. Why was this different? And this is the thing. People aren't going to change their lives unless it means the world to them. They're not going to change certain aspects of their lives unless it means the world to them. You ever heard of the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's basically this idea. And for people my age too, it's also difficult because over a prolonged period of life, people live a certain way. And they form what is called a comfort zone. I'm going to do another video on comfort zones, of course, by the way. But just to stay on topic, they form what is called a comfort zone. We all have comfort zones inside of certain things. Just the way that we live life, and we're kind of not so comfortable with stepping outside of that and having things be different. That's part of the problem. So that's what a comfort zone is, basically. And why is it difficult for people to change their lives? Because comfort zones are they hug you, and they give you comfort inside of things that may not even be helping you. It's really difficult to step outside of that and experience a different mode of life. That's why people stay inside of their comfort zones and they don't change. But for me personally, I looked at this situation and I was like, wow, man, throughout your life, you've been polluting your body. Things have got to change. And this awakening happened, and these revelations, these realizations happened. And it just kind of all set myself in motion with a very positive outlook. And it wasn't just kind of impulsive or compulsive or, whatever you want to call it. It was more along the lines of yes, this is something I believe in. I believe in benefiting me, my health, my life, because health is wealth. It's as simple as that. But what's so interesting is that it actually stuck with me. And that's why I wanted to make a video on it. Becoming a vegetarian for me was something very personal. People ask, Chris, why did you become vegetarian? And honestly, first and foremost, I don't know if I tell this honestly to everybody, but honestly, I love animals. I have nothing but respect for animals. With that said, I can't think about hurting another living thing. Simple as that, another living being. We're all living beings. We're all living organisms on this planet. I can't think about doing that consciously and being okay with it. That just doesn't make sense to me. So that's honestly, I'd say that's first and foremost. Secondly, of course, I care about my health. And the third one that a lot of people are kind of just is the energy side of it, the vibration, the frequency. And that's a little bit more difficult to explain to people because not everyone, everyone is spiritual. A lot of people have just lost touch with the spiritual side of life, unfortunately. That's what we originate from. So, with that said, I am going vegan. Why am I laughing? Seriously, honestly, no, I'm going vegan. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I'm actually confident. The reason why I'm confident is because I've tried going vegan before and I know that I can do it. But this time, I'm doing it for good. And I'm ready and excited for the health benefits. I just drew a blank. Word of advice. That's what I was trying to say. I was going to say one pointer. No. Word of advice. If you're going to go vegetarian or vegan, make sure that you have meal plans ready. Because you're going to go into it how I went into it. You're going to prepare yourself a bowl of salad. And, I mean, I love salad. Right now, honestly, I've become so conditioned into vegetarianism that meat and dairy products, honestly, very often make me want to vomit. That's how conditioned I've become. I smell this stuff, brewing in the kitchen, and I'm just like, ugh. It's not for me. It's not for me anymore. And the way that I used to look at simple things like salad that most people would be like, ugh, give me burger, or give me pizza, or give me french fries. The things that really actually aren't good for our body. When I look at salads, I'm actually more so intrigued. I'm like, I want that. I actually really want that because I understand how it supplies my body with rich nutrients and energy. And I'm just like, yes, give that to me. But if you're not so familiar with vegetarianism, trust me and make a meal plan. And learn about what different foods supplement your body in different ways. So that you're not just on the path of being like, I really don't know what I'm doing. I should have just gone back the other way. No, it's really not difficult. You have the ability to do it. You have the potential to do it. And I'm not trying to convert. I'm just sharing my experiences as a vegetarian. Because honestly, ironically, this is actually something very interesting. Before I was vegetarian, when I used to eat all these acidic foods, meats, dairy, refined foods, sugars and everything, I actually ate a lot more than I do now. Like, a lot more. Like, at least double. And now I really don't. But reason being is because I also realize that it's not necessary to eat as much as I used to. As long as I'm getting all of the necessities from the foods that I'm eating, that's what matters to me. But I feel great as an individual. Mind, body, and soul, everything is much more clear now. And I'm ready to embark on this new journey of going vegan 100%. I'm ready for it. I don't intend to convert people. What I do intend to do is spread truth and the reality of how things actually are. Just to go into veganism, sorry, not veganism, not even vegetarianism, to go into meat eaters, the word, I know the word, but it's being a carnivore. People would ask me why I did it. And I already gave the reason for my health, for the love of animals, energy and stuff. The fact is, we are eating low energy. But where is this low energy coming from? It's coming from the meat. But where is low energy from the meat coming from? This is difficult stuff to talk about, honestly, because a lot of people, there are videos all over the internet on YouTube. Slaughterhouses. There are videos all about it, and it's a very difficult thing to watch because it is literally innocence suffering. Yeah, it's difficult. And so what happens is when animals are brutally tortured inside of slaughterhouses, that negative low energy then gets transferred into the meat that we eat. And that meat that we eat then gets transferred into our bodies. And if we look at society, it's not hard to see that a good portion of society consists of low energy behavior, low energy action, just kind of low energy everything. Look at the news, look at the media. With that said, it's obvious to see how this low energy stuff can be negatively impacting us. And it's difficult to watch. Being now on the other side of the spectrum, it's very difficult to watch all this unfold, as I understand how all this works and how it negatively impacted my body in the past, but now how I'm positively impacting my body makes me super happy. It really does. And it makes me realize, actually, I know that this sounds crazy and I don't like to say this kind of stuff, but it makes me realize how kind of like dead I was inside, if that makes sense. I mean, like I said, these low energy foods really have a negative impact on us. And it's scary. It's really scary to really step outside of that and understand what it's doing to the body, what it's doing to society altogether. But yeah, I'm excited to go vegan. Just to step away from the seriousness for a second. I'm excited to go vegan. I'm excited to share my stories of being a vegan because for me personally, I'm the type of individual with a growth mindset. What does that mean? It means that I believe in my ability to achieve absolutely anything that I set this to. Just like that. We need to believe and persevere in ourselves to create the kind of life that we really want to live. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love. More to come.